Hello, Aries. Thank you very much for turning into your love read. Brain. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Daily Tarot by Renata Lechner. For the supportive oracle cards, the magical spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. I've already shuffled, but I'm already drawn into it for some reason. Like, let's go, let's do it, let's do it. This card, and I want this other card that I can't see. There's one at the bottom. Okay. This is on the outside of you. One of them's upside down. Okay. Alright, let's just see where this is going. Alright. Alright. You're breaking away from something. I'm seeing the Six of Wands here for you. You're breaking away from something. Definitely breaking away from something. You're seeing that this is how you get out of the situation. This is how you successfully remove yourself from a problem. Because I'm getting the Fool reversed and the Ten of Swords. It's around you. Something is really not working. Something has gone very, very bad around you. And, like, I'm getting it's a very negative situation. I don't feel like there's really any hope with it. The Fool reversed, I feel like this is somebody, like, this is kind of like the aftermath of, like, making a bad decision. Somebody making a foolish decision. Somebody choosing something very foolish and paying for it. And I feel like it's not even your decision. But it's like, instead of paying for somebody else's mistake, I feel you removing yourself from the situation. Somebody else made a foolish, bad decision, caused devastation, and you've decided you're not going to pay for their mistake, and you're removing yourself from the problem. Now, when you do this, you see that as the win. Your partner seems very, very unhappy in the sense of, like, they're very, like, why are you doing that? What are you doing? What do you drop? Like, how can you just give up on that? Your partner seems very conflicted about this. They don't seem to think that's a good idea. They seem to be questioning, why are you doing that? They don't understand where you're going because you're walking away from that. That's their challenge card. The Eight of Cups, like, where are you going next? Like, they think you're walking away from an investment, something you've been connected to for a while, and they seem to be questioning, your partner seems to be questioning why you're doing this. They don't seem to understand. They seem to think that's a bad idea. They're very conflicted about you just cutting ties and moving on. I don't feel like they see it the way you see it. I'm getting you the Victory card, and the Nine of Pentacles is your challenge card. And I feel like the Nine of Pentacles is typically, you know, looking at all the assets you've gained and realizing how much you've accumulated over time, how much the situation is worth. And I feel like the question is, are you cashing in your chips, or are you just taking yourself out of the game temporarily? That's the question. That's why this is in your challenge position. There's a lot here. There's a lot you've been a part of with this situation. Are you cashing in your chips and going home? I'm not going to gamble anymore. I'm done. Or are you like, this table has a lot of losers at it right now and everybody keeps losing. So I'm just going to take myself off this table, walk around, maybe go get a bite to eat, and just do something else for a while. And maybe later I'll re-add myself back into the game when things seem to be going better. Because I feel like the way you're looking at it is like somebody else made bad decisions. And there's no reason for you to pay for somebody else's mistake. That's how it feels. I don't know how that sounds, but that's how it feels. Now, as things keep going forward, I'm getting like, you're considering getting back in the game later on down the road. I feel like when you first step out, that's not really what you're thinking. You're kind of like, I think I'm just going to cash in my chips. But I feel like you're kind of walking around a bit, just for the analogy's sake. You're kind of like, well, before I cash in my chips, let me look around. And I feel like you're holding back and you're considering, you know, maybe I'm not completely done with the situation. Maybe I'm just going to let it, you know, balance out on its own. Let that person who made that foolish decision pay for their own mistake. And after they've paid their mistake, maybe I'll add myself back in. Maybe I'll get back into the game here. I'm getting here you're actively watching, but you're also staying back. You're keeping yourself at the ready, kind of like I could add myself back in if I want to, but for right now I'm going to hold to the side. You've got two queens here, the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups. There's a lot of passion and you're willing to make the action. You're willing to take the action. You just haven't decided if you're going to move on or if you're just going to hold to the side and move yourself back in later. You got another 9 here where you're standing, the 9 of Cups. I do feel like you feel very good about the decision you made to step out when you did. But I also feel like as time keeps going forward, like originally I think you wanted to cash in your chips. But as time goes on, you're kind of like, maybe I don't want to permanently remove myself from the situation. Because it feels like things are really balancing back out. And I see you actually with the 3 of Cups and the magical powers kind of like, you're just seeing, like, you're testing the waters. What makes things better is that you have other connections to the situation. Like, people who are connected to it directly, but you can connect with them without connecting to the situation. It's kind of like, if this is the main situation, you all can be connected directly, but you can connect to them without connecting into the main, is what I'm getting. So I feel like you're just testing the waters, seeing what other people are seeing, if the situation is rectifying, is it getting worse, is the person who made the bad decision making good on that decision and you owning up to what they did. I feel like you're touching base around the situation, just making sure it's all okay. And what I'm getting is your partner seems to feel that the way you're handling this and you're keeping an eye on it, they're thinking that's the right thing to do. They're seeing you not just walk away and give up on a situation, but they're seeing you step out when it's time for you to step out. But they also see you keeping an eye on it and possibly going to move yourself back into it. They think that when they see what you're actually doing and they understand it better, I feel like they feel a lot better about it. And they're feeling a lot more confident with, like, that's the right thing to do. Like, they're understanding when you stepped out. I feel like they're looking at it like when you stepped out, that was a good thing to step out of. But, like, just calling it quits and throwing in the towel, they didn't seem to be very comfortable with that. Stepping back and taking a break or taking a pause, that seems to be something they're very confident with. I'm getting, as you keep going forward and they see what you're doing here and that you possibly are going to get back involved, they like that. They like that a lot more. They have the true love come to me. I feel like they're feeling a lot more comfortable with how you're handling the situation. They seem to be a lot more expressive of love. Actually, I feel like they're very much, they want to know what you're doing. They want to know what's going on. They're feeling a lot better about how you're treating the situation or how you're handling it. They think that that's the better way to do things. I also, though, see that they're not pressuring you to get back involved. They're just leaving it be, but I'm getting successes, like they're just letting you do things on your own, and they're feeling like you're making the right decision. They're feeling like you're going to get back involved, and they do feel like you stepping out for a time was smart, but not completely giving up is also smart. They think that you needed a break, and you were very upset when you stepped out of it. It seemed to them that you were upset, and that's why you were going to possibly cut ties. But the fact that you didn't, they think that was really good. They think the way that it played out altogether, you backing off, stepping back for a while, then re-adding yourself in later, they think that was the smart move. And they feel like the way you handled this, taking that break, that was the best way to do it. So it's very interesting because I feel like your partner is very upset with you at first. But you seem to rectify the situation. I've noticed some of you, like when I'm feeling this go through, if this is a job thing and you quit a job, I don't feel you going back to the same company, but you might get back into the same vocation, just with a different company. So that might be a version here. To where, for example, if you work in insurance and you're like, you don't like this company that you're working with, you feel like somebody's making a bad decision, and you just kind of like hand in your notice or just like, I'm done. And you step away, you're like, I just quit, I'm done. And your partner might be upset about that, but then you get back into the same arena in a different way. You didn't really want to get back into, say it was insurance, you're like, you thought you were done with it, but you're finding another way, you can find another business, and you get connected in a different sense, and you go forward that way, you get back involved. That seems to make your partner feel better. So that could be a version here, because I am getting this job connection here. If you're quitting a job, or if you're partnered to a Aries and you see your Aries partner quit a job, I feel that they will quickly get back into the swing of things and they will find another job in the same arena, probably not the same company though, but that would improve things. It seems like they still have connections where they go next, just so that makes sense. All right, I think we're good there. Let's go ahead and see what we got for Aries singles. What do we have for single Aries? What messages do we have for single Aries? All right, messages for single Aries. What do we have for single Aries? Messages for single Aries. What do we have for single Aries? Messages for single Aries. All right. Let's see where this goes. Yours is ending, well, that one card is the same as Sagittarius, which is making me wonder, but we'll see. It ended good for them too, but it was just not the expected ending, so we'll see what's coming up. I feel like you're going to have some type of positive ending here. Yeah, it's there. Magical powers at the bottom. Like, what do you want to happen here? This is a lot like the Magician card. What do you want to create here? What is the current, like, for example, if you're going into a situation and the music is already playing, what can you do with that music? You know what I mean? What's that music inspire you to do? That's kind of this card. Like, what can you make out of this situation that's already at hand? Like the music thing. I don't know why we're going this route, but just to make that a little more clear, because like I know certain people, depending on the music playing, they act differently. Like some people like to sing along with country, but they don't like to dance to it. And they like to dance to like other type of music, but they don't like to sing to it, or they don't like to sing along with it. Like it seems like that's the type of thing. Like what does the music inspire you to do? And I'm a type of person, I like most types of music in some form. So it depends on the music and how your mood goes at the moment where this is going. For a love reading, I see you here with the Temperance card. You're not really moving forward fast on anything is what I'm getting. I don't feel like anybody's really inspired you greatly. I do feel like you're kind of in the mood of the Four of Pentacles, kind of like, you know what, life's kind of good the way it is. A romance would be nice, but not at the cost of my happiness. Not at the cost of my freedom, not at the cost of, you know, feeling like I have to constantly keep up to something. I want something to gently come in, to nicely come in. I want to enjoy a romance, and then if something more serious develops from it. But you're looking to start the enjoyable phase, just enjoying being around somebody, enjoying hanging out. You're not looking to get right into an intense like responsibility type thing. Now, I'm getting the King of Pentacles in the past. And I don't feel like this is reflecting any type of person. I feel like this is talking about you're used to doing what you're used to doing. You have certain patterns in place. You enjoy your freedom. I do feel like you would like somebody around, but you also want to enjoy your freedom at the same time. You would like to add a romance in, but you would like it to be fairly casual, like you still have your freedom. You don't have to answer like where you've been. You know, you could have a couple nights on your own or hang out with other people, and it doesn't seem to be a problem. I feel like you're not really interested in intense responsibility right now. I just feel like that's not where you were at. A romance would be nice. A relationship, going towards a relationship would be nice, but not overly intense is what I'm getting. A nice, calm, enjoyable, fun, let's move forward and see where things go romance. Now, I almost feel like that same attitude, if this reading is hitting for you, is causing this Two of Pentacles to show up at the bottom. And what that really makes me feel is like you're balancing out, like, can I really have my cake and eat it too? Like, can I really find somebody who's just more relaxed and we can just kind of see each other but not get too overly intense, just enjoy each other's company, have some good moments together, but not be like constantly like checking in with each other every 5 hours or whatever? Can I have my cake and eat it too? So, and I'm getting, there's this Nine of Cups at the top is telling me you really are comfortable. You really are happy the way your life is. A little extra romance would be great, but you don't want anything overly intense. I really feel like you don't want anything overly intense. And I'm getting the Ace of Swords with the Fool here in the center. I do feel like you're out there just kind of testing the waters. And you're kind of like, you know what, why not? Why can't I have my cake and eat it too? I mean, there's a lot of different people out there. There has to be somebody else out there that feels the way I do. Like, why can't I have my cake and eat it too? And I feel like you're out there looking for it. You're just kind of like, I'm optimistic about it. I want to see what I got. I want to see what's possible. Why not? Why can't I have my cake and eat it too? The wheel and health is in your environment. The wheel does turn your way, is what I'm getting. And health is also popping in here. I feel what this is saying is this might turn out to be one of those things where what you think you want and feel you want might evolve a little differently. Because I feel like you might actually want something a little bit more committed sooner than you think. Because what I'm getting pulled forward here is I feel somebody coming towards you with the Queen of Pentacles and the Study card. And what I'm getting with this, don't get caught up in the gender, of course, but what I am definitely getting here is somebody is seeming to create a pattern. They're getting used to you, and they're like, oh yeah, I can do this. This seems fine. Somebody seems to be looking at you very intently, and I feel like they're kind of like, well, I can work with this within parameters. It doesn't have to be overly intense, but I would like it, for example, to be committed. Like, all right, we're not really like locked into a relationship. We don't have that Facebook relationship status, but would it be possible just to keep intimacy or physical things just between the two of us? Because I don't have a problem doing that. Just like we're not overly intense, but I don't really like the idea of like too many partners in the boat here. That might be one of those things, and this person seems to be, or like they might be also going a different route with that. Like, all right, if you're going to be seeing other people, like you're okay with me seeing other people, like, or like how are we doing this? Like what type of parameters can we work with? Are we going to see each other once or twice a week? Like, I don't really have a problem not contacting each other every day, but like maybe like Wednesdays and Saturdays, or Wednesdays and Sundays, or Thursdays and Saturdays, whatever. Can we set up a pattern to like 2 times a week we hang out? Would that be doable? But we don't, drive each other crazy with texting. I feel like within parameters, you're finding somebody who will actually set this up with you. And I'm kind of getting like that pattern, especially with the Queen of Pentacles, like twice a week, these 2 times a week you hang out. Every now and then maybe you can text, but it's not overly intense. I feel like this works for you. This is coming forward. This seems to be helping you. I feel like this is close enough to having your cake and eating it too, that you're happy with it. You get the 6 of Wands with the Aphrodite's love spell. The 6 of Wands was the end, I think, for Sagittarius too, but yours is a completely different feel. I feel like this person is actually going to cement in more and more over time. I feel like you're going to actually really fall for this person. I do feel like the both of you are working within parameters. It doesn't seem too intense to begin with. I feel it's very comfortable. I feel like you're the one that wants more going forward. I actually feel like you're the one who wants things to go forward, and you're the one who actually, moves the situation up a notch. So I don't. That's a good ending in my opinion. Like, you're the one, you decide you want more, and I feel like that works. It's very interesting how this goes. It feels very nice how it goes. So technically, I do think you're getting your cake and eating it too. The thing is, I think you're going to move this into a more committed relationship sooner than you think, but it seems to be something that you actually want when you do that. Done? All right, I feel like that's really good. All right, well, thank you for watching. I hope that helps. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.